Imagine this. You've been applying for jobs for weeks, maybe months, and then one day your phone buzzes. You finally got the message you've been waiting for. You've been selected. You've just got the job. A remote job, flexible hours, great pay, no interview, no experience required, just easy money. You think to yourself, finally, this is it. They move you off email and onto a private messaging app, WhatsApp, Telegram. Everything's flowing really fast. The job is easy and professional. And then something strange happens. You actually get paid. Just a little at first, but enough to convince you this is real. And then they ask you to deposit your own money. And just like that, you're not working for a job anymore. You're inside a scam. What I'm about to show you is happening right now.
You're on the hunt for a new job, beware. Scammers are now targeting job seekers, and experts say AI technology is making the schemes harder to spot. Experts say scammers are trying to bait applicants into sharing personal information by posting offers for high-paying remote work.
Let's stop right there. This isn't theory. This isn't speculation. This is happening right now across the country. Scammers are now using advancements in AI to lure people into remote work to make fast cash. We're talking about fake recruiters and real-looking job offers, and they're targeting people who are simply trying to make a living. And the scariest part, these scams are getting through spam filters and they're landing directly in your inbox, and they look completely legitimate. So the question becomes, if it looks real, feels real, and even pays you out at first, how do you know it's a scam? What I'm about to show you next is truly insane. I'm sure that you're familiar with the poorly worded job offer text messages, but this new wave of scams are now popping up on trusted job hunting websites like LinkedIn and ZipRecruiter, and they're nearly indistinguishable from legitimate job postings. Take a look at this recent example of what I'm talking about.
Timothy Brown encountered one of these scams on his job hunt.
I was certain that it was a real job when I first encountered it on a platform that I trust to be able to find jobs.
He said he was certain that it was a real job because it showed up on a platform that he trusted to find jobs. Here's another example.
Dawn Furseth says she lost everything she's worked for within a mere month and a half.
How much money did you lose?
$176,000.
$176,000 lost just like that. I spent decades investigating financial crimes, and I can tell you that this is one of the most sophisticated scams that I've ever seen. And here's the reality. These sites are doing the best they can to vet, review, and eliminate these fake job postings. But the reality is that there is no threshold where these sites review every posting before it's posted. Sure, it might be flagged once it's posted and then taken down. But by that time, the damage might already be done. That's the reason why these sites such as LinkedIn are urging job seekers to stay vigilant. But here's the good news. We already know how this works and what to do. And once you see the steps, you'll never fall for it. So stick around to the end where I walk you through the 5 phases of the scam to look out for, as well as the 10 steps that you can take right now to protect yourself from these scammers. So what are the 5 phases of the scam? Let me walk you through this because this is where everything changes. First is phase 1, the recruitment phase. This phase always starts the same. This is where you're contacted out of nowhere via a text message, a social media DM, or someone claiming to be a recruiter from a legitimate company. They'll say something like, "We found your resume," or "We think you're a great fit," or "Are you interested in a remote position?" Does this sound familiar? Maybe you're receiving one of these text messages today. And then very quickly, they will move the conversation off of the platform and onto something private like WhatsApp or Telegram. And that right there is your first red flag. Next comes phase 2, the job. Now, this is where it gets interesting because they actually give you a job. So now we're not just talking anymore. You're actually working. You're doing very minimum tasks such as clicking links, reviewing products, or optimizing data. They'll give you access to a platform, a dashboard, something that looks professional, real and legitimate. And everything is done online. There's no office. There's no real interviews and no verification. But at this point, you're starting to believe that this is real. Next comes phase 3, the trust hook. This is the moment that locks people in. This is where they pay you. Not a lot, but just enough. You complete a few tasks, and suddenly you can now withdraw money. And your brain says, ha, this works. This is legit. And that's exactly what they want you to think, because now they have your trust. Phase 4 is the escalation, because once they have your trust, everything changes. They tell you, if you want to earn more, you need to deposit more. They'll say things like, higher tasks require higher balances, or bigger deposits unlock bigger commissions. And because you already made money, you believe it. So you deposit a little bit, and then a little bit more, and then a lot more. And now you're financially invested. Next comes phase 5, the collapse. This is where everything falls apart, because suddenly, now, you can't withdraw your money anymore. They tell you your account's frozen, or you need to deposit more money to unlock it, or there's a negative balance. And here's the part that traps most people. At this point, you've already put in thousands. So you think to yourself, I just need to fix this. I just need one more payment and I'll be good. And that is the final move, because there's always one more payment. And then when you can no longer make payments, they disappear and your money is gone. Let that sink in. So here's the reality. This is not one scammer. This is an industry ran by organized crime operations. Thousands of people running scripts, targeting victims every single day. Take a look at this clip. It's a recently seized scam compound in Cambodia on the border of Thailand. 29 buildings spread out over an area the size of 150 football fields. An entire compound employing thousands of people who are just trying to take your money. And they're getting better every single day. So what do you do? How can you protect yourself? Here's a list of 10 things that you can do. The first two are pretty simple. For starters, ignore the unsolicited job offers via text or apps like WhatsApp and Telegram. These messages are being sent out in mass by bots from these scam centers. If you ignore and delete them, you should be fine. But once you reply to them, even to say that you're not interested, you're putting yourself at risk and letting the scammers know that the number works. Next, be wary of red flags such as high pay for minimum hours or experience, as these are usually scams. Also, be cautious if you're hired without a formal interview. Ask for professional references, or if the communication is only via instant message. Number 4, verify job postings independently through official sites. Check with the company to verify that a job posting is legitimate. Scammers often spoof websites or use fake domains. Always look up the company on your own and apply for the jobs through the company's official website rather than the link. Number 5, never send money to work. Remember, you're working so you can get paid, not the other way around. Furthermore, you should never have to deposit money into an account to get paid. And remember, legitimate employers will never ask for payment for training, software, or for starter kits. Number 6, be cautious of fake checks. Never deposit checks from a new employer that require you to send back a portion, as those checks will almost always bounce. Number 7, never give out sensitive information early in the interview process. This includes your photo, driver's license, or passport, social security number, or banking information until you have verified the employer. Number 8, pay close attention to the fact that scammers will often flip domain names or mimic legitimate companies to deceive applicants. Double check all emails and domains to make sure that they're legitimate. Number 9, use the internet to your advantage. by searching for the company name with terms like scam, review, or complaint to find potential red flags. Finally, and this goes back to my career as a federal financial crimes investigator and money laundering specialist, but you should always question the job duties. There's really no reason for you to ever be cashing checks, putting money into your own account for company business, receiving funds from unknown individuals, being asked to deposit cash into a cryptocurrency kiosk, or purchasing crypto and sending that money or that crypto to different addresses. Also, if you're receiving products such as iPhones or other small electronics and repackaging them and sending them out, well, you need to be asking yourself, why? Because if you are doing any of this, well, then you're not just a money transfer agent or a logistics manager, as your job title suggests, but you are more than likely unknowingly helping a criminal enterprise conceal their legal funds, or maybe even helping promote their legal activity. This is money laundering, y'all, and you don't want any part of this heat coming down on you, even if you don't know what you're doing is illegal. So please, please, please be very careful with this one and don't move money for anyone. And I know that I said there were 10 things that you can do to protect yourself. So I guess this next one's kind of a bonus. But really, you should trust your instincts, because if something feels off, then it probably is. These scams do not like scams anymore. They like opportunity. They like hope. And that's exactly why they work so well. But now you've seen behind the curtain. So here's what I want you to do. Subscribe to Fraud Watch Inside a Scam, because every week I break down scams happening right now. And share this with someone who's job hunting. And drop a comment, because the more people understand this, the fewer victims there'll be. I spent decades tracking criminals like this, and now I'm here to make sure that they never get to you. This is Fraud Watch Inside the Scam. Thank you for watching. Have a great day. Bye for now.